So as you can see, we have our first roster update in MLB The Show 25 Diamond Dynasty coming this Friday on May 2nd. And this is one of my favorite parts about Diamond Dynasty every year, is investing in live series cards, predicting, making these videos for you guys. And, it always hits so different when you load into the game and you quick sell your investments that made Diamond and you make millions of stubs, because that's the amount of stubs that a lot of people make doing this. So today I'm going to be going over who are the best guys for this upcoming roster investment and why. So let's get into it. So before I get into the actual investments, there's just a few things that I want to say. First of all, nothing is guaranteed in this video. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt. This is all a recommendation. This is not a requirement. This is not a guarantee. So if I tell you to invest in someone and you invest in them and they don't go diamond or you lose stubs, it's your decision, right? It's not, you can't come spamming my comment section like, oh, you told me this, you told me that. Well, sorry. Another thing too is the first roster update is always the most challenging to make stubs. And the reason why is because everyone wants to get in on investments. And, there are a lot of people who just don't do it. And they're like, oh, maybe I'll try it this year. And they try to do it. And so all these guys are very inflated in price, which makes it harder to make more stubs because you have to pay more stubs. And then another thing too is immediately after every single roster update, prices of cards crash. Like, let's say we have an 80, let me just use someone, I'm going to use someone that I'm not even going to use in this video. Yeah, like let's say Cade Smith. Let's say everyone thought that Cade Smith was going to go diamond and he was like 2,500 stubs and he doesn't go diamond. His price is going to crash. And when he crashes, that's when you're going to want to go in and buy more. So it's what I like to call buying the dip. It's like kind of a finance term, but it's real. Like, there are guys who will be diamond potential. They'll go from an 82 and 84 and their prices will drop tremendously right after the update. That's when you're going to want to buy them. And lastly, just because someone isn't in this video doesn't mean they're not a good investment. I don't have time to go over 50 different guys in one video. If you have someone you want to mention, leave it in the comments below for sure. So the first player I'm going to mention is Garrett Crochet. Now, I don't really remember who I mentioned in my way too early investments video. I might have mentioned Garrett Crochet. But I mean, just looking at this card, like, he has a lot of room to grow. And what that means is his attributes are very low, meaning that he could get a big boost. So like anything in the 70s, he has a lot of room to grow. He could get a big boost to in the 90s. And that plays a lot into overalls, because if some attributes are already really high and they're already like in 80 overall, it might be harder to go diamond, which is something I'm going to mention for some other guys later. But Garrett Crochet, I feel pretty good about him. He's around 2,000 stubs, so he's definitely not the cheapest, but you can definitely make stubs off of him if he goes diamond. He was lights out so far this season, and then he had one okay start. It wasn't even awful. He gave up 4 runs in 6 innings, I think. But regardless, he is starting tomorrow, as the day I'm recording and posting this is on Monday. He's starting on Tuesday, and then the cutoff for the attribute upgrades is Wednesday. So it's pretty much perfect timing if he has a really good start, and then it'll hopefully strengthen his case for diamond. Now, Corbin Carroll, I definitely mentioned in my last video, and this guy is the definition of a lock. I think he's the biggest lock in this entire update. He's going for pretty much the value of a diamond at 85. Now, I will say this about Corbin Carroll, like, yeah, he's a lock, but he could go a little higher. He could go to an 86 or an 87, and that's where you could still make stubs if you buy him right now at 2,700. It's a lot more risky, but if you guys listened to me back a couple weeks ago when I made that video and he was below 2K, you're going to be making a lot of stubs. But regardless, he's been amazing. 308 average, 9 homers, OPS over 1,000. He's going to get a big boost versus righties. That's where he's going to get most of his upgrades. Might be a little bit of a boost versus lefties, but I wouldn't expect a lot because it's a small sample size that he has in his statistics. But, I mean, this is the biggest lock out of anyone to go diamond. He just has potential for an 86 or an 87, where if he does go there, 86 is 3,750. You'll be making 1,000, which isn't a lot compared to, the 2,700 price. But if he goes to an 87, he'll be at 4,500. You'll get around double. Now, Logan Webb is literally a guy I am buying this very moment. Like, I'm buying him right now. I'm trying to get in on him. And Logan Webb is a guy who, in my opinion, is one of, if not the most underrated pitchers in baseball. He has had a phenomenal career, and no one really talks about it. I don't think he's ever gone diamond, even in 2021 when he had that insane run with the Giants in the playoffs and in the regular season. I can't remember him ever being a diamond, and it really shocks me. But overall, this guy has 54 Ks per nine. That is insane when this season, Logan Webb has 44 strikeouts, which is tied for 6th in baseball. Yeah, he's going to get a huge boost for Ks per nine. He should get a hits per nine boost as well, and he's on the cheaper side of the cards in this video. So if he goes to an 85, you'll be making 1,200 per. And I'm actively buying it right now. I'm trying to get in on Logan Webb because this is a pretty solid one. And even if he doesn't go diamond, the way he's pitching, he will eventually. Now, Wyatt Langford, I had no idea how good he was hitting this year, and I also had no idea how good of a year he had last year. I was looking at his stats, and he had 4 WAR last year. I did not realize that. And this year, he's destroying the baseball. I mean, I knew he was good because they gave him an 83 off of the launch, but I didn't realize how good he's truly playing. This season, he has a 344 average with 6 homers, 9 RBIs, and an OPS over 1,100. And if you're looking at the splits, he has been hitting lefties better, but he's still hitting righties extremely well at around 340 with OPS over 1,000. And lefties, it's higher. It's like 350 and like 1,300 or something like that. I mean, he's just tearing the cover off the ball, and his hitting attributes are very low, minus the power versus lefties. Now, you can see he does need a plus 13 versus lefties to go to a diamond, but I think he's going to get hitting attribute upgrades across the board, and he's going for around 2,500. I really wish I got in on Wyatt Langford a while ago because, you know, I just didn't, in all honesty, I just had no idea that he was this good already. But, you know, might be a little tough now that he's 2,500, but he could be someone who goes to an 86 or an 87. Now, Steven Kwan is a really interesting one because of a few reasons. Now, is he hitting very well? Yes. He's hitting 346 with 4 homers, 15 RBIs, and a 900 OPS. Is he playing like a diamond? Yeah. But will he go diamond? I'm hesitant with Steven Kwan. Now, he's obviously going to get a contact upgrade for both sides. 77, 81, definitely going to go up. The problem with Steven Kwan, and this is the thing with a lot of investments, like this was a prime example of Bo Bichette a few years ago. Everybody was like, how is he not a diamond? He's hitting so well. It's because his defense was so bad, which held back his overall, and his power numbers were not good enough. Steven Kwan, he's going to continue to get contact boosts, but it might not do enough to his overall. That is my concern, and yeah, his OPS is at 900, but he only has 4 homers. I don't really know how many extra base hits he has. That's what's really going to determine if Steven Kwan goes diamond. I would be shocked if he went diamond strictly if they upgraded contact alone. I think he's going to need a power boost, and I don't know if it's worth the risk at 2,400, but he is in this video because he does have a very strong chance. Crow-Armstrong is another guy. Now, this guy I don't have any investments in, but I'm definitely going to buy him if he doesn't go diamond. I'm going to buy his dip, like I mentioned earlier. But I mean, like, if you look at his hitting attributes, 51, 57, 50, 34, 75 clutch, 52 vision, 40 discipline. I mean, the reason why this guy's an 82 right now is because his defense and speed is elite. Like, we saw the 90 over, or not 90 overall, but we saw the Egg Hunt card. Like, that card is a card like no other, strictly because of his defense and speed. It's kind of the same for this investment, where he already has the defense down and the speed, where if he gets hitting boosts, it could increase his overall at a magnitude that is not normal because his hitting attributes are already so low and everything else is already so high. Now, he's not destroying the ball. He's doing very well. He's hitting 286 with 5 homers, 19 RBIs, and an 850 OPS. That is not accurate for these hitting stats. So I think he's going to get a big hitting boost. I could see him going diamond strictly because of how low they are. But if he goes to like an 84, I am 100% getting in on Crow-Armstrong. It really amazes me how Yoshinobu Yamamoto is only 1,600 stubs. I know that is above the quick sell of an 84, but that is still half of the quick sell of an 85. So if he goes diamond, you'll be making double the return, right? You'll be making 100%. Give or take. Not like exactly, but you know what I mean. Yamamoto has been amazing so far this year for the Dodgers. He has a 1.06 ERA, 43 strikeouts, and a whip exactly at 1. He has a lot of room to grow across the board. All of his attributes are in the 70s. I mean, he's doing well with hits. He's doing well with strikeouts. He's doing decently with walks. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to upgrade walks per 9 in this update. Same with home runs. But yeah, I think Yamamoto should go diamond. I have a lot of him, and he's pretty cheap. This is like a perfect investment for this stage of, investing. The last player in this video I'm going to mention is Max Fried. Now, one thing I will say about Max Fried, there is a very small chance he goes diamond in this roster update. I think there is a chance, but I think it's very small. But I want to mention him in this video because this could make you a fortune. I'm telling you guys, this could make you a fortune. Looking at his attributes, right, he's an 80 overall, 75 hits per 9, 60 Ks per 9, 69 walks per 9, nice, 76 home runs per 9. He has a lot of room to grow. Those attributes could all go up. Max Fried has probably the best track record out of any gold starting pitcher right now. Maybe like Corbin Burns, but like I don't know. Max Fried has been an ace his entire career. So let's go to his Yankee attributes. I'm a little excited being a Yankees fan, but 1.43 ERA, 33 strikeouts, 1.06 whip. He has been phenomenal, and he's only 800 stubs. He was 600 before his start yesterday, and I got in on him. I have 100 of Max Fried. Yeah, I have 100 of him, and this is a long-term investment because he's probably not going diamond this update, but you guys should get in on him now because if he goes diamond, you will be making 2,400 per Max Fried. Like, this is a great investment for the future. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. But most importantly, make sure to subscribe on here on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.